every load week, put at least a quarter pound more on the bar. So
Okay. Yeah, I've been doing I think I've been adding like a half pound.
yeah, if you can. I mean, the most you can or the most you want to, really. It's just if you want progress as fast as possible, lift as much weight as possible. So make it up to the full. I think those change
Oh,
plates go up to 2 pounds
I've been
for if you
adding a
use both.
pound every load week because I'm adding two halves on the side.
Yeah, yeah, and then the max you can do is the 2 pounds.
Right.
Because do you have cookies? Just out of curiosity, like the 2.5ers. Did you get that with your set or no?
It just goes up to 1 pound.
Well, I mean
A
your
total
actual
of two.
weights when you bought those weights used. Did you get any 2.5s or do they start at like 5 or 10?
Yes, yes, yes. I do have two and a halves.
Okay.
Yes. Well, it didn't come with my set, but John had them. So
Okay.
I have two and a halves and I have fives. And then it goes to 25s. I don't have any tens that fit on there.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can do, then I could do like two fives, so 10, 15, 16. I can get to 17 pounds in between 25.
Yeah.
So
So that's just
I'll jump
another.
up from 17 to 25.
Okay. Yeah, that's just another option. If you feel you can go up 5, then you can do that too. Is there a way? Do I go up to view here? Ah,
I
yes.
definitely
Gallery.
can go up with my thrusts. Like I could probably go up 5 pounds a week.
Well, that'll. Yeah, I mean, as long as you can, that'll
My
plateau.
deadlifting is like I need slow and steady. My grip,
Yeah.
I'm no longer having grip issues. I can go through the whole set even when it's 15 reps, but I'm still just like I still have to very intentionally think about my form. Like it's not just like easy. I
Right.
have to really like pay attention no matter what, even on a light week or a heavy week.
Okay. And that's with hip thrusts,
Just the deadlifts. The hip thrust,
deadlifts,
I can definitely go up on weight, like larger amounts, but with my deadlifts, it needs to be like a pound each load week max.
because
At
of the
least
grip
now, because I just no, not the grip. The
or the
grip is
weight,
it's the
just like
weight.
how it's pulling you down.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just haven't until this. I don't think I've had a really strong core or back. It's mostly been like the hip
Mm-hmm.
workout cardio, so I'm really working on that
Well, the
with
RDL is challenging because as it gets heavy, if you aren't careful, it can just turn into a conventional deadlift without you realizing because your ass drops. Like you
yeah.
just drop. Basically, if these are your hips and these are your knees, your ass just drops and you start doing
Right.
a conventional deadlift. So keeping your hips high, um, while what you find a lot of times as you get heavier is the bar will slide down the tibia because the weight just you can't support the
Yeah.
weight hanging out in front of you. So when you're at lighter loads, sometimes when I correct people's form with the RDL, their barbell is not sliding perfectly down their tibias, like their shin
Mm.
bone. But
Mm-hmm.
as it gets heavier and just that center of mass is far more weighty, you have to start using more efficient like barbell path. So it will end up on the tibias then because just the things you can get away with become far less. So you'll notice, and then it kind of goes from hips high, um, slide the barbell down the thighs, and then the tibias, or maybe it's 3 or 4 inches away from the tibias, but my hips are just like cracked and locked at the knees and hips. Oftentimes, when I first show people how to do an RDL properly, they have a little bit of distance between the barbell and the tibia, and then as it gets heavier, and that's just the demand on your biomechanics becomes serious, you can't really get away with that anymore.
Yeah.
Um, so that's when you'll start to possibly see challenges to your form.
Yeah.
You'll have to focus on keeping your hips high, and that you may be able to lift more weight than is efficient, in which case you stay at an efficient weight. And this is one of the reasons I need a form video at least once a week. So, and we should just, if we can, if you're only going to have the one camera, move it to the side so that we
Yeah.
can do that form video. One video of one set. Probably your heaviest weight would be best if you do a different
Okay.
set of weight at
I'll
any
record
time during
next
the
week then because it's a load week.
Okay. Yeah, so move it to the side. It doesn't have to be really involved, just straight profile view and then one set of each exercise. That way it's easy on you.
Okay.
And then, and you were able to upload those to the iOS album, right?
I think so.
Sweet. Yeah, I remember watching them. That was
Um,
kind of surprising to me that it worked because I
I
always
think
have trouble with iOS.
I
Although
yeah I uploaded it.
I don't
Well,
have a
I
Mac
uploaded
anymore.
it's from my Mac to like I recorded it on my Mac. That's why it was easy.
Right. Dude, my camera's focus is bothering me. Unless that's just Zoom. Does Zoom soften the image a little?
Maybe my camera
Bothering
on my
me.
computer is trash, so I need to get an exterior one.
No, I think it was the camera, but these AI cameras, they're pretty cool, but sometimes it focuses on the background and not my face. Super important detail. Um, Progress pics and weigh-ins we should just schedule now. So we
Yeah.
like a revolving schedule. I don't mean like schedule the next ones, just both know when they're coming. So how would you like to do that?
I feel like we have one scheduled already for this month. No, it was it was supposed to be Monday of last week. Okay, when did I send you? I think I did one on Wednesday.
Yeah. So I have the last ones. Just going forward,
So like 2 weeks, right?
like every 2 weeks would be good. So
So the
we could even
19th,
do something as long
which
as
is
it's
great.
in the.
Let's do the
Sorry.
19th because it's the week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Okay. And if you like, we can just schedule those in this meeting, and then so Friday mornings are gonna work for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
We
well
can
let's
do
keep it
Friday
because
mornings.
I think what happened was Sarah's switched units, but I think we decided Wednesdays before that because she had Wednesday or Thursday off consistently. And so I was thinking like she'll be home. And so I
Let me
won't have
see.
to.
Let me see one thing. What is this? Oh, okay. So I can do Fridays normally. I can do next Friday, the 21st. I have a random one-off training that I like really need to attend.
Okay.
Um, so we can move it to a different day, however we need to, or later that day I could create time.
We could
Or
probably skip a week here or
honestly,
there
at 8, I can do it at 10 a.m. your time on Friday. I
on
just have
Friday.
a training from 7 to 8 here.
Do you want to do 10, does 10 a.m. work better? Because 10 a.m. is fine. That whole morning, really,
Yeah, I don't
probably
have
not
any.
8, but 9, 10, 11 is fine.
Yeah, I can do 10 that day. Because I don't have any meetings so far. Usually my meetings are booked a week out.
Okay.
So schedule's really flexible, but that's a one-off. Like I've never had a Friday morning at 7 a.m. training.
I wonder if he'll be happier if I just hold him. Should I just try to hold him? That'd be very entertaining, yeah. I'd be quieter. Are you? Is something wrong? You just want mom? Ooh, big toot. Is that
Look
what's
at
wrong?
that. Look at that boy. You're so handsome. Hello, Dallas. Oh my goodness. You're so cute. Look at those ears. His ears are like one of my favorite features on him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, just
little
a little.
satellites.
You look like a little elf. You're the cutest little elf there was in the world. He's got beautiful eyes. Oh,
Dude, wait till you see him in person. He's got little like flecks in him in the iris, like they're just piercing blue, and he has these like jewels. It's crazy. It's hard to believe.
do you guys have does Frontier fly to Detroit?
Annie uses Frontier a lot. I would think so, but she may use it to
We
go on
just
vacation.
Frontier's hub is like in Denver, so we have a ton of flights, but
Oh,
it's kind of weird going out that way.
yeah, I don't know. I know, does Spirit still exist, or did they shut down?
They're really more coastal.
Huh?
They're more coastal.
I think they might have been like close to bankruptcy.
Yeah,
I
I think
heard.
Frontier does go to Detroit. The reason is when John was flying when we did long distance, he racked up a ton of points, so I can get some flights pretty inexpensively.
Look at him.
Num 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 num.
He likes to pretend.
Let me see. Wait, do it again.
He
Do it
likes to
again.
pretend.
His eyes. He's like, oh. That is so funny.
Yeah. Um. All right. You're very cute, baby. All right. Progress picks.
Yes.
And 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. on Fridays for the baseline.
9 a.m. your time,
Okay.
except for the 21st. I'll just remind you.
Okay. Yeah, that
But
will be necessary.
every Friday, once a month, um, I know these meetings will get more efficient, but once a
Yeah.
month on the first Friday of every month, I have it's usually just like 5 minutes down the road, but I have an all day conference.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'll have to be like 30 minutes strictly because I'll have to leave right after that to get to the campus.
Okay.
That's the only time that I'm a little limited.
He's fascinated. We don't let him watch screens, so this should hold his attention the whole time.
He's like, I'm so confused because somebody's talking and dad's talking to the computer.
Okay, so load week increases, those are clear now, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing at least I'll probably do 5 pounds.
Yeah, you
Uh,
do 5 pounds as long as you can. That will plateau. Um, I don't know when, but you can also jump further if, because we should be reaching the ceiling pretty quick as far as filtering words, filtering through good form is concerned. Like the constraint should be good form. Um, like if it's a hip thrust, for instance, chin to chest, double chin, knees stacked over ankles, full hip extension. That's the big one. People sometimes struggle to feel properly, so let the video guide you because you want full hip extension. You basically want the barbell sitting on top of a flat surface like a board, not your hips cracked because you can't get full extension at a weight.
mhm.
We did a lot of that back in the day
Yeah.
where we didn't really have full extension. You were still lifting the weight, but
We
for
went up weight
maximal,
really quickly.
huh?
We went up weight
Yeah,
really quickly because I have really strong legs, but I just didn't have the greatest form. I mean, I had
yeah.
good form.
Form was
But
good, and you could
not
lift
the
it.
whole.
But for muscle growth, for maximal growth, range of motion, stretch,
Mm-hmm.
contraction, that's what you want. And in general, my philosophy has changed a little bit. I just after I kind of healed myself, part of that process was when I first started lifting again, I would breathe very deliberately, super disciplined inhalation on the stretch, super disciplined exhalation on the contraction, full range of motion always, not to a point of like stretching compromised tissues or joints or tendons, because sometimes being hypermobile, like in a row, for instance, like if you're rowing in an actual boat, you're going to get way more of a stretch oftentimes than like doing a seated cable row. So sometimes I do that exercise both ways. Sometimes I do it, arched back, don't move my shoulders forward and pull all the way to the sternum, because it's good to be able to develop that level of control with your lats and rhomboids and stuff. But it's also nice sometimes to stretch all the way out and then come back and then do the same thing. Those are just like movement options
Mm-hmm.
versus good form, bad form. Um, so yeah, I'm really big on always, especially with a client, always having a full range of motion, every rep, forever, so that they're trained just not to even consider poor reps or partial reps until they're really experienced. And it's like, oh, we're just trying to get our biceps to grow, so we're going to do some cheater reps. It should be like less than 1% of your training ever. Especially with a hip thrust, I don't really see partial reps being that helpful unless someone's spotting you.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
bored?
He's like,
Um,
something else.
this could be good for views.
The baby. Your little, your assistant to the general manager.
Yeah, we should like have like a typing sound, like
You should get him, you need to
like
get
he's
him
down
like
here
one of
typing.
those, you need to get him like a Dwight outfit.
Yeah, ready? We'll just say stuff.
Dallas, what are you doing?
He's typing, man.
Can you hear my sound?
Yeah, he can hear you.
Well,
I don't have any AirPods in anymore. Okay, I have something that says write her stuff. I don't know what that is.
the what?
I have a note that says write her stuff, and I don't know what that means. That's how my brain is functioning these days. Simplify food. Oh yeah, I think you kind of did that already, because I was mentioning that um, getting leaner is going to be much easier with like as much grab and go as supports good nutrition and macros. And then like when it comes to recipes, I'm not saying you have to, but as much as you can, eating the same thing just really helps, because you not only are your is what I call like the in between data going to be more consistent, because all of this tracking and metabolism, both metabolism and food tracking, it's really like an estimation. There's no such thing as a calorie. It's a unit we invented to measure metabolism. So like these are all projections. It's just, is the projection working? So
Mm,
I don't really like the when people go calories in, calories out as though the body is math, because the body's not math. It's a moving, changing biological network of cells. So the numbers are important. The math is important, and it works, but it's not as reliable as some people um, imply, because all it takes is your hormones to be whacked out for you to realize it's not math. Like if your thyroid is whacked, or thyroid and insulin are the main ones, because they can actually change the math. Insulin especially, you can eat calories and calories and calories, like you could eat 10 pounds of food, 10 pounds of pizza, and if you're, is it type 1? It's type 1? The one where it's not from diet. Yeah, if you're type 1 diabetic, you just don't have insulin, your pancreas doesn't work. So
yeah.
you won't gain weight, even though you ate 10 pounds of food, because there's no insulin to basically move the glucose into your cells. So
Yeah.
that's how hormones change the numbers, and that's a very basic explanation, because I'm not I don't know, whoever does that. I'm not a endocrinologist or biochemist or whatever, but
Yeah.
um, calories
So
in, calories out thing is
I
true
can
until it's not.
it's really good segue. Do you do you want me to show you this food allergy test that I took and explain it to you in just a few minutes?
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
it goes along with like allergies or like your thyroid and like your body processing things. So this is I got a blood I did a blood panel for food allergies. My friend is a functional nutritionist practitioner.
Okay.
So she explained it as when you this row right here, there's four different ones you look at. This row, the IgE, is the real indicator of an allergy. And she said
Okay.
that there's a legitimate allergy. It's not just an irritation.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find my notes on it because she went into the deep science. So the biggest one that we tested was biggest one is gluten. So this is the like first summary is my wheat is off the chart. So like my body processing wheat is like off the chart. The permeability of your intestine is when you eat food. She said that your intestine should have basically the doors closed. So your body takes what it needs, but then it processes out what it doesn't
Right.
need. And when you have it permeable, then it goes into your bloodstream. And that means
Before
that's
it's
what
processed.
mine
Yeah.
is. So
Leaky gut,
mine,
as they
so
call it.
much, yeah, so much shit is going into my bloodstream. So then corn and soy are up there with the wheat as far as allergies, and then a slight dairy. So that's something to look at.
Interesting.
But the details of it, she said, with the level of all these and where I range, she said you are years within an actual celiac um, diagnosis.
Huh.
You can usually, your allergies, these tests can
Shh, buddy.
tell you within
Okay, I think it's
seven, the
time.
celiac catches trends 7 to 8 years in advance for a diagnosis. You want it to be as close to zero as possible. So the fact that mine is higher than 6 is a really big deal.
Mm.
When you see this, uh, something else? No, is it something different? It's on here. Anyway, so it breaks down everything and she goes through the process and tells you really what these mean and what you need to focus on. But she said that the allergy is so bad to the point. She's like, don't worry about it while you are going through the holidays. But January 1st, like, you should clean your entire house out and clean your pantry out and like deep clean your home and do a 90-day, if not 120-day complete cleanse. She's like, as in, you should not eat out. You take your food everywhere. You only eat what's prepped. You read all your labels. She's like, do that for 120 days because a majority of your food allergies you can actually heal over time in your gut, but wheat is the only exception that you cannot heal. There's something about the way and the components of it that you cannot heal your gut from a wheat allergy, or at least
Hmm.
like our wheat here. So
Yeah.
she
The
said to take it to like that extreme. And then your body recognizes corn as wheat because of the way that it processes and breaks down. And so there's a sensitivity there. Obviously, it's not as bad, but it is like pay attention to what corn is in, eating corn specifically to not have it react the same way as wheat. Um, so then there's soy. Soy is up there with me, which I don't consume a ton of soy except for like soy sauce and things like that. Dairy's okay, but still not great. Where it really got interesting was here. This is the big heavy hitters. But she said all of these, for the most part, can be healed. It's probably because my body feels like it's in chaos from the wheat allergy
mm-hmm.
that these are causing a reaction. And that's why my thyroid levels have been elevated because it's in like a constant state of shock with wheat.
Hmm. Can I give you my top down perspective on this stuff?
Yeah.
So people get all bent out of shape about gluten. I think gluten is just an amino acid, and I think it's the scapegoat that is used to blame the overall trash quality of American wheat
Oh yeah.
on. Um, so DuPont or whoever it was that was generating, manufacturing chemical warfare agents in World War II became a pesticide company because in peacetime you gotta sell stuff too. And whoever the main manufacturer and company that was genetically modifying seeds at the time, um, hybridized an American strain of wheat with a Japanese strain of wheat, and basically the result was shorter stalk, grows faster, and has like maximum bushel quantity. So it had the most grain heads of the largest size with the shortest stalk that would grow the quickest and would be sturdy enough to hold the weight of all that grain. And surprise, surprise, that had toxic effects on the crop as far as
Right.
the people consuming it are concerned. Um, so that's a really not smart way of describing why, if you go to Italy and eat
Mm-hmm.
bread, you're fine, or maybe France or England, they have different laws governing their agriculture, and American wheat is trash. That's the bottom line. So I agree with that part of it in the sense that, and I don't understand all the science, so I'll say that right off the top. I can't contradict any of this on a scientific basis, but wheat is just garbage for everyone. So it's not gluten. It's not this. It's not that. You're even when people get all like some. I feel like 50% at least of people that claim they're celiac are not. Some people are actually celiac. They will vomit if they eat wheat. Other
Mm-hmm.
people, it's like a hipster thing. I had a
Yeah.
girlfriend who was actually celiac in high school, and then I met a bunch of people after that who claimed that they were, and I could tell, like I knew that they weren't. The only other person I knew who was celiac was Patrick when we went to church down south. Um,
Yeah,
so
it's more of making sure that I can make choices now to heal the rest of the food allergies in my body.
yeah, the
To cut it
issues.
out because of what it affects. Like my thyroid, when we met about my thyroid panel, she did the 5 panels instead of just the two that the doctors normally do that don't tell you anything.
Mhm.
And it wasn't, hey, you need to go see a thyroid specialist, but I was high, concerning level of high on my thyroid levels to the point where in a few years I probably would have to see a thyroid specialist, which is one of the reasons I did it is because of my mom having thyroid cancer and just like
Oh, I didn't know
all
that.
the cortisol and things. But she said that it affects your thyroid, like these allergies, especially wheat, with it being this extreme, affects my thyroid, therefore
Yeah.
affects the rest of my
Oh,
system.
definitely. So wheat and soy, I agree. If you can just remove them from your diet, you and anyone should do that. The issue comes down to what are you gonna eat, especially in a pinch. Um, so when I was really sick in South Carolina, which you observed, I was extreme, did carnivore, like not only eliminated grains and dairy, but eliminated all roughage and
Mm-hmm.
fiber. Um, and really, that was a good experience for me, aside from the fact that my potassium levels bottomed out and I would become like anemic. Or not anemic, but I'd kind of have similar symptoms to like anemia. You're just like chronic fatigue suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that diet seems like an inflammation destroyer unless you're an athlete and you have these sudden demands of energy. Then it can become dangerous because your fluid balance can get totally screwed up because you cannot get enough potassium and
Yeah.
magnesium on that diet from natural food, so you have to supplement. And then I
Yeah.
found that Dr. Berg's electrolyte, which pretty much would probably allow you to do that diet semi-permanently, and you'd probably have to eat some carbs here or there, but you could just eat fruit. So like the end of that experiment and process of healing myself was that for me, proteins were basically never inflammatory. I never ate a protein and then had an inflammatory reaction unless it was like a weird frozen and processed something like shellfish or frozen fish that was not fresh, that might have been treated with an agent, preservative or something. I
Hmm.
never got inflammation from meat and salt. Even poor cuts of meat I found to be better than any sort of plant food, uh, or packaged food or seed or nut butter or any of that stuff. And for a long time, plant foods, anything from spinach to nut butters to fiber, were immediately inflammatory. Now that I have healed more, I can eat pretty much whatever I want. But the things that I routinely avoid, like that just aren't part of my lifestyle, are grains. Aside from occasional rice, I eat bread when I feel like it. If I want a grilled cheese, I'm gonna eat a grilled cheese. If I want a cookie, I'm gonna have a cookie. Um, but it's just 80-20. Like it's not even 20. It's like 90-10, if that, because I don't think about it. So lifestyle
Hmm.
change equates to what you're eating is no longer a focus or a discipline. It's just what you're doing. You're not thinking about it anymore. There's no mental load. There's no stress because of the change. Um, So if you can get wheat and soy out of your diet permanently, great, do it. But you probably should expect that you're gonna want to eat a cookie. You know, you're gonna eat a cookie
Hmm.
sometimes. You're gonna eat some popcorn with some movie theater butter. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're one of the people who's like, I can live without that for the rest of my life. I could, but I don't. But I only eat it probably once every year or two. So it's like this. It's just a contract of leverage where once you're healthy, you have leverage, so you can use it and you know that you're not going to get sick, or you can be fairly certain you're not going to get sick. But yeah, it's managing inflammation. So the wheat thing, 100%. The soy thing, I think, especially because you're female, 100%. Corn, I don't have a problem with personally. Um, and I don't, I know that it is a genetically modified crop as well. Um, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't have the same nasty effects that wheat do on me. So if I go for a taco, I'm going for a corn tortilla. If I go for cereal, I'm eating Cocoa Puffs or Rice Chex or something that's corn based over wheat based, unless I just want some Wheaties or whatever. If I'm eating cereal, it's probably a little bit on the end of cheating or carb loading for like I've been crushing a box of Rice Chex before my like race tests. So over the course of like 2 or 3 days, I'll eat a whole box of Rice Chex because there's no fat or protein basically in it. And then if I put low fat milk in it, it's like the perfect carb load and it doesn't bloat me or make me fart or anything. Whereas if I eat pasta, my guts like just turn over. So I have to really want to eat pasta to
Yeah.
justify it. And also, the further you get clean, the more it becomes like that. The more that this focus is bothering me. The more you get clean, the more your body reacts when you do eat those things. So, like, we
Mm.
went out and had a medium pizza and this really good sweet potato ravioli. It's like butternut squash filled with like some oil and parmesan and sweet potatoes on it. So it's like a savory and sweet dish over at Bourbon's in Brighton. And it's amazing. So I'm going to eat it. And then, I don't get like uncomfortable. It's just like gas for like 24
Yeah.
hours. So it's annoying, but it's not like I'm suffering.
Yeah.
So the cleaner you get, the leaner you get, and the more your body reacts. Like as I've um, massively upped my cardiovascular fitness over this year, I can't drink. Like I try to drink. Like I have a beer and my stomach turns.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. And so the more you commit to a higher level of fitness, the more you become like Chris Traeger in Parks and Rec, where you're like, my body is a microchip. The microchip has been compromised.
I don't think
I
I've
think an
seen that
ounce
one.
of that would literally kill me.
Yeah, my she said that whenever they've been doing this. So the whole reason she became a practitioner is because she had all these issues for years, similar to your story, and a doctor couldn't figure it out. Like she
Yeah.
did all the things. So she started just advocating for herself and figuring it out. So then she went to get certified to do this, to be like, I can run all of your panels and tell you exactly who to go to. So you're not playing the doctor game of like, what are my issues? You can take them your actual blood work and say, I need to see this person instead of having to wait to get referrals all across the board from your doctor and like, okay, we'll try this and try this. It's just like, let's do all of your blood work and your panels. We'll check your intestine, we'll check your allergies, your thyroid, your gut health, like all of those things, and then you can actually see what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that they're so strict about their food, and they make amazing food, like every time I'm at their house, it's delicious. But she's like, I went to a friend's house. She doesn't have like any dairy. She hasn't for years. She's like, I went to a friend's house who has an allergy. And so I know she reads every label. So she gave me some chocolate and was like, this is dairy free. She's like, and she must have missed something on the label because come to find out there was dairy in it. And I immediately reacted within like 10 minutes. She's like, I
Hmm.
wasn't like sick, but I could feel it and like became like not feeling great because there
Mm.
was dairy.
You did? This was you?
No, that was
That was
her.
her.
She's
Okay.
been doing this for years.
That's
Like she's
interesting.
I think she's gluten free and dairy free.
Yeah, I love dairy, but I'm picky. So I can drink milk now and not have a problem, like just normal, not organic,
Yeah.
just off the shelf milk. Um, and I do. I'm not going to give it up unless I have to. Um, I do a lot of cottage cheese, but I don't really eat cheese. Like, so my dairy comes from ice cream, cottage cheese, and milk, pretty much. I don't really eat a lot of cheese. I put whipping cream in my coffee, so it's all pretty much liquid dairy, some form of milk. Um, and then the more you get towards fermented or raw, the better. So that's an option. If you're going to consume dairy, try to get raw milk. In Denver, that should be very attainable. Here, it's a
So
little tougher.
one thing she said is with milk, the allergy is attached to the protein and the fat. So the milk you're looking for, because I drink a lactose-free milk in my shake,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the A2 milk that
Yeah.
isn't going to make you react because it's not it's taking the protein and the fat out of it
Mm-hmm.
from the stuff that makes you allergic.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who's like allergic to milk, they can have that and it's not going to
Sure.
react to them, like actual
Yeah,
milk.
and that's great. The For someone who doesn't have a straight up allergy like from birth, um, I like to just have the real thing as much as possible to see how I'm doing, you know? And then if something doesn't fit, like wheat is just, I came to the conclusion that our wheat was trash through research and experience, not just, like starting with everyone saw Food Inc. in 2009 or whenever that came out. And that painted this like really intense picture of Monsanto and all these companies, and it's not wrong, but like I remember everyone using the pus line, like pus in your milk line, for like 15 years after that to kind of shock people. Um, and it's like I still drink that milk, but it's better information has come out. It's less for the sake of shock value and more for the sake of like balance. Like, hey, you can consume this if you want, because if things weren't purchased or subsidized, it wouldn't be a problem. If the buyers wouldn't buy it, it wouldn't exist. So that is kind of the chink in the armor of super anti-corporate rhetoric, because it's not wrong, the anti-corporate stuff people are saying, because it's sort of demonic, some of the stuff that they're doing, um, but you don't have to consume it. So
Right.
the more people who take control of their health, the less it will be a problem. And I think it is starting to shift finally, with millennials starting to be the main, homeowner and grocery
Yeah. A lot of us are
consumer.
getting sober and like sober in multiple ways. Like I'm just seeing a huge wave of people being more concerned about their health. I also just think a lot of us are seeing our friends get cancer and have really bad illnesses. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, let's see what we can do to try and prevent it, or at least be fully ready and prepared for when it comes.
Yeah, I consider myself lucky because I have intense symptoms that sort of outweigh the severity. Like the symptoms are not, uh, they're more intense, I think, than the level of inflammation and its permanence for me.
Hmm.
Until it gets really bad, and when you're reacting to every food and all that, that means the inflammation is bad, but it's probably gut and not yet like something worse. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a fortunate thing. It's kind of a blessing when you can perceive it, because many people can't, and it's kind of just way under the layers, and then you have something serious, whether it's cancer or other. Um, but yeah, it's good that you're doing that at the same time, because it will only help you with your fitness goals.
Right.
It will
Exercise.
make it easier. It's like another auxiliary, kind of like we've talked about having a cardiovascular goal being an auxiliary, so you're not like creating obsessive behaviors around a scale or a weight.
Hmm.
And when I started training for my 5K, it's the leanest I've ever been after 8 months of that, without really like, I was dieting very consciously, of course. I was going without, but that going without becomes normal. Um, and then the detachment of the athletic pursuit from the physique goal, while they're still connected and achieving one another, just allows you to stay sane.
Hmm.
So the nutrition stuff is like another kind of notch on that belt, um, because you have another reason, good reason, your health and longevity, to get in better shape,
Right.
essentially.
Yeah. I watched my mom literally just let herself rot by her food choices and choosing to just um, comfort herself in ways and not challenge herself. And I am just dedicated to who knows what's going to happen. Maybe I get cancer in a few years, whatever. There's things I can't help.
Probably
But if
not.
it's something that I can change and prevent
Yeah.
or make my body be in a position to be the strongest to fight whatever comes in the future, then that's what I want. Like, I know my friend Nikki, who had cancer,
Yeah, I knew
she
her.
thankfully was like
Remember?
really healthy. Yeah, yeah. Thankfully, she's really healthy because she ran, but she didn't have a lot of muscle mass. And when you're
Right.
in chemo and radiation, you just lose muscle mass.
Yeah.
And I am like, okay, well, if that happens, like I want to be in the best shape possible. Also, learning about going into menopause in your late 30s and losing strength as a woman every year, and losing muscle, not strength, losing muscle every year going into menopause.
You mean perimenopause, like the pre?
Yeah, perimenopause starting off like in your 30s, but going every year, it like really starts in your late 30s. Every
Yeah.
year going into menopause, you start losing muscle mass. And that is one of the
Yeah.
highest reasons of mortality, is because of grip strength and not being able to push yourself up or having the strength to catch yourself when you fall. So it's like, I know all these disadvantages are coming. And
Hmm.
so it's like,
Sure.
what can I do to make sure I'm in the best shape for those disadvantages or the things that my body is going to go into changes, instead of waiting until then and making
Yeah,
decisions and changes and then having to fight against what my body is naturally doing.
which is what most people do, is protect themselves from those eventual realities. I think that's the way to think. The way you're thinking is it's preparatory. You know,
Yeah.
um, just try not to be in a state of alarmism or
Right.
hyper
Yeah.
arousal. Don't be worried or afraid. Um, but that preparation is it's a good attitude. That's very similar to the way I think, and I think that I already thought that way, kind of end in mind, right?
Yeah.
As a personality, and then when I got sick and had to figure out that puzzle, it increased it, but it also balanced it. Where something about that experience took ways in which I did worry or did have anxiety, and it kind of refined it from
Yeah.
uh, what could maybe have been borderline like light mental illness, just suboptimal thinking and emotional state. Um, like preparedness from worry versus preparedness from choice or decision
Right.
and understanding. Um, it it refined those things, and now I think very similarly to what you just described, but without kind of removing the sense of worry. It's rare that I sit with myself in silence, which I do a lot, and I'm bummed out or like
Yeah.
really concerned about the future. It's more like planning, preparation, reflection, and I like silence, so I sit and stare out the window and think a lot. But that sickness kind of refined all that from a place of fear or worry, often about others too, to something that's actually helpful. So that's great that you're thinking about the future, um, and it will benefit you,
Yeah.
definitely. Let me just check that list, make sure we got the little bullet points off.
Yeah. The
So
last thing I was going to tell you was I signed up for ClassPass.
okay,
We're offering a discount. So
what is that?
I ClassPass is it's like a third party where you can buy credits and then you use the credits for any place that participates.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically a way for me to try all these different Pilates studios or whatever I want to try. It's all different types of like working out in gym. But I can use my credits monthly to go do that. So it's like $60 for 48 credits. So I should be able to get at least maybe 6 classes out of it a month.
Okay.
So it's
So,
like the least expensive out of all the Pilates options.
oh, but it will allow you to go try different studios.
Yeah, so
Nice.
I did one last night and thought I was gonna die.
Yeah.
I
So
felt good
that's
though
good though. Like
because
you feel
I was
like you. Sorry, go on.
I was right next to a yoga instructor and she was like, I'm dying. It was her first, or it was like her second time as well. And she got right beside me because she knew I was new. And she's like, I was like, let's mutually die together.
And that
But
was
yeah,
Pilates.
yeah, it was,
Yeah. So that will that kind of tickle the challenge itch?
yeah,
Okay, cool. Because one of my bullet points here is just it just crystallized for me that we have been building, in layers. Kind of first we just got the gym set up, and then we started working on tech, and then we've been just working out, getting our schedules in tandem, etc. But now that that's all set up, and you have pretty much corrected your biometrics, because when you came off all the hit, they were looking pretty bad. Your HRV was low when we first put the whoop on. Resting heart rate was really high, um, and now those numbers look way better, infinitely better. So you needed to kind of curb off the high intensity stuff for a while. You
I'm so
probably
annoyed.
were eating a little more at the beginning than
So annoyed
like
my VO2 max isn't better.
it. You're saying it isn't?
Mm-mm.
Well, that's okay, because that's slow and it's not going to rebound like your HRV,
Yeah.
or like your heart rate can change pretty fast. if you are training aggressively but in balance.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas your VO2 max just goes up very slowly. Like I'm at 52 and I'm starting to reach kind of so I'm already like way above the average for my age. And being the being so starved for glory like I am, um, why is my my Bluetooth is off. Okay. Of course that metric specifically, it's not a competition thing. I just like I want to get it. I want to get
Yeah.
into the purple. So
Wait, are
I'm
you, wait, what's your, oh, yours must be different than mine.
the numbers are different for men and women.
Oh, okay. Because I'm
But
like, mine's 46 plus is the purple.
right. Like the top one. Yeah, this is mine. So for a male,
Oh, okay.
let's see if it will focus on
Yeah.
this thing. Come on, baby, you can do it. There we go.
There we go. Okay.
So that's backwards, isn't it?
No.
No? Oh, okay. It's backwards for me.
Yeah.
So I started in the average. I was like 36.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
great.
that's like 18 or 19 weeks of pretty aggressive cardiovascular training.
Are you
I mean, and I
training?
had a base, so I was doing 5Ks for a couple years, but only like once a week, and I would miss it a lot of weeks, and just on a track. So this is like hill runs and all kinds of shit I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But one really cool thing about VO2 max that this is empirical experience. This is not a research study. It's just from my experience because I've been lifting weights in different arrangements of lifestyle for 22 years, and I've never measured all this biometric data. And now that I have, I will say I think the Whoop is pretty accurate. For one thing, I was very skeptical when I got it, but I would say it's pretty accurate based on the way I feel and how things have improved versus looking at the numbers. Um, and VO2 max. So bodybuilders will say, like, as you get lighter, right, you should be getting weaker, unfortunately, because you're dropping significant portions of body fat. And if you do that quickly, you tend to lose strength. Um, and so a lot of people accept that at face value, but because I do the 100-calorie deficit thing that no one does because it's tedious and difficult, and you have to be able to actually live there instead of think of it as temporary. Um, I've taken off 22 pounds since Dallas was born. So I was around 200 and now I'm like 178. And I have gotten stronger. So I've cross-faded where my weight has gone down, my strength has gone up. And I didn't know it was possible to the extent I've done it. But I'm convinced just increasing your oxygen uptake has a massive effect on your resistance training, like your ability to get out those extra reps. Because I have been getting stronger and stronger, and I'm still losing fat. I don't use any hormone replacement. I don't take HGH. I use nothing. I just drink coffee
Yeah.
and eat protein.
One thing when I went to my doctor last week, one thing I'm going to do is a sleep study,
Right. Yeah.
which should help as well, like getting rested, sleeping better, all of that. Um, and it should help with oxygen and not like struggling. And I met with them and then like have better oxygen as well after getting the medication to knock out whatever I've had for the past year and a half that never fully went away. I think that was holding me back in a lot of my lifting because I
Oh
would get
yeah.
into
How do you
coughing
feel now
fits.
that you've finished the script?
Yeah, I feel significantly better. I don't
Good.
have coughing fits after working out anymore.
That's good.
Yeah. It didn't start that way, but then as the weather started getting colder and I was lifting, it was like towards the end, I would just be in a coughing fit for 10 minutes during cool
Yeah,
down.
I tend to like have a cigar or two around the fall, and I might have to stop doing that and just keep it in the summer because I seem to get I just don't get sick, and then the cold weather comes, and it might not be early
Mhm.
in the season, but I always get super sick for a week around December, and maybe that's just normal, but with any, especially now that I'm running, it's like, yeah, I don't have any extra days for
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, um, what was I gonna say? Try to keep your steps up. That's tough in the winter. Try to keep that like 5,000 to 6,000 as a baseline. Um, I think there was something I was gonna say. Oh yeah, the Pilates thing. So you kind of curbed off the hit. Your biometrics improved. We instituted the weight training, so a lot of change, really good. And I think I was initially imagining taking this in slower phases, but I think you're aggressive, and I think a linchpin for you specifically for your personality is to keep the cardiovascular or bring back the cardiovascular challenge into play at this point, so that we just are doing both weight training's normal and some form of cardio that keeps you interested as normal, and then there will really be no more layers to add because it will just be adjusting what's already existing. So what
Yeah.
the weight training,
I just think
cardiovascular
one of the biggest
input.
reasons I got the class pass was because it's like I need something exciting, like especially for the holidays.
You will love Peloton too. Like the Pilates thing gets you the social aspect, which I know
Hmm.
is important for you. Um, Peloton at home is pretty intense. It's pretty cool. I was doing it in Ann Arbor, and I just wanted to run though, so that's kind of my winter thing because that's what kept me interested. Like I like sit down cycling already. I like that as a form of cardio. Um, but something about the flywheel and the intensity that the weight, like you spun probably a couple times.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, those Schwinn's are awesome because the flywheel is like 40 pounds or something, and it feels like mountain biking. So that's cool. And the the trainers on Peloton are really good. It's it's a little girly sometimes when you're a guy, but like they're really good trainers, and the music's fun, and there's something for everybody, which I like.
Hmm.
So at first, I felt a little bit like a tough guy in the ballet studio, but I like it, and I know
With
you'll like it because it will allow you to choose something different every time. So it'll give you that little bit of flexibility versus Pilates is going to be controlled by the instructor, and then Peloton is like I can do a 10-minute steady state ride. I can do a 30-minute hill climb where we're going up and down, and that's the advantage of Peloton. And so if you got your own bike and do not buy the $4,000 bike, it's like 20 a month or something like that, which is what I did.
you said the having access to the videos is 20 a month.
Yeah, it's between 14 and 25 somewhere. There's different
Okay.
tiers, I think.
That's what I was just looking at.
They
Yeah, I
have
need
other
to.
stuff. Like they have if you wanted I don't use like the core and all that. Sarah likes it for that, for like the little weight training things and the core. But I'm just gonna go on YouTube if I'm gonna do like 5-minute core. I'll just use like
Yeah.
Gains My Brains or some other just rando thing. But Peloton I use for the cycling,
Yeah,
which I think we do have it right now.
let me see about these bikes.
Yeah, the Schwinn IC, they can be quite different. I would recommend the heavy ones, but
Icy.
yeah, I have the IC Elite. There's different iterations. Like one of the ones you sent me, the silver one, was the same thing. It just was an older model.
Mm-hmm. There's quite a few on here. There's a 3, 4, 8. The cheapest one is 200.
It's probably because it's wintertime. I got mine
Well,
for like a
it's
hundred.
also just newer. Like it's pretty nice.
Let me see the other side of it.
Is that better?
Oh yeah, it's a bit newer. Yeah, as long as that flywheel is the same weight, that's the only thing I would say. Um, I bet you they're expensive right now because it's winter.
Well, all of these that
But
I
some people
see,
throw them away. You can always find that.
um, here's one for 100. Icy Pro Schwinn stationary bike. Is this the one that you have?
Let me see the other side. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a slightly newer version. That looks very similar. I'm just everything new I'm skeptical of because they always make stuff lighter and a cycling bike should be heavy. It should be extremely sturdy so you can't tip it over, which most of them are going to have that figured out,
What
but the
what
the
should
weight the
yeah, what
weight of
should
the wheel is the resistance itself, so that's of prime importance is you want a heavy wheel. You want a big steel flywheel.
what is the weight I'm looking for?
Let's find out. Most people won't post it, probably. Let me see. Mine's from 2008. Mine's from 2008, and it's just doesn't look changed at all. Almost 20 years old. Flywheel weight. Let's ask AI. This is the kind of stuff I use it for. It's just like mindless. 38 pound.
38. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of they're all mostly newer. I just messaged someone about the one I just showed you, and it's $100. I asked them
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
a good price. You'll I can send you all the Amazon stuff you can update it with because you just need chain lube, you need um basic silicone lubricant, which is like what you would use for any gym equipment. But you apply a little bit via cloth to the wheel. You'll want a set of brake pads from Amazon. They have aftermarket ones. And then you'll just want to make sure the chain is healthy. You can adjust the tension. And then I just gave mine a good cleaning once when I first got it because it had been in a garage.
Yeah.
And mine looks like new. I like that it randomly matches other stuff I have too. Like it's red, and I have my little functional trainer has like red adjuster handles for the slides.
It's like I'm like, uh, can we not have it so far away?
Yeah, you'll need a truck too to make it real easy.
Yeah, it's not gonna fit in my car, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it's just too heavy to like. It doesn't break down.
Yeah.
Mbeh, mbeh, eh, mbeh.
Well, I'll keep you updated on that. I messaged somebody,
Sweet.
and we'll
Yeah, I
keep an
think
eye out.
that's the most of what I have. Let me just make sure we have everything scheduled. Just see if any of these other notes matter. Oh, the other reason I was originally pushing you towards steady state was because in the beginning when you're still just a little shaky on like the routine, um, steady state cardio burns fat really well, and it doesn't compromise your joints, but it's super boring and tedious. So I just decided I don't think that's the way for you. So like spinning, you will have to keep in mind how fatigued like your knees are that week and your low back.
Mm.
So keep that stuff. It's generally going to be knees and low back, and maybe even ankles. Oh yeah, and you will want clip-in pedals. So you're going to take the pedals that are on there off, buy some shoes and pedals, and then the setup will be a little bit intense. It'll take you like a day or two to get it set up. But the clip-in shoes just make it feel amazing, and they protect you from breaking your shin if you like
Oh,
slip
yeah.
off. Yeah, it's 40 pounds moving at full speed. So like, you want to be clipped in, but I bought like some $20 Amazon cycling shoes that I'll use forever, and some pedals. It was like less than $50, and everything on the Schwinn is modular, so that like you can just change. You can change the seat if you buy a seat you like better. The seats are firm, and it will take time for your tailbone to adjust. So
Right.
if you want to, you can buy like the butt pad like compression shorts that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was I got my friend into one, and he was like, "Dude, I don't know if I can do this. See, my ass hurts."
Yeah, it'll get you.
Yeah, I don't notice anymore. Although as I've gotten skinnier a couple times, I did. I just had less junk in the trunk. Yeah,
Straight
I think we
mountain.
went through everything. So the journal recap, journal workouts, and then a video. I'd say once every 2 weeks. If I need the reps before, then I'll just ask for a screenshot, and you can just text it. We got progress pics down for the 19th. But yeah, also the journal, you'll find over time being able to just flip back a page and see your weights will be easier
Yeah.
than going into Whoop.
Right.
Um, load increases every load week that you can, and then once you plateau on a lift, um, work on raising the reps. And then once the reps are like 14 or 15, go up again.
Okay. I'm still doing 12 reps on load week and 15 on light week.
Yeah, so 12 to 15 too on load week. Like you can do 12 is good. You can do more, just not more than 15. 12 to 15 is your basic hypertrophy range, where unless it's a weird lift, it's going to be the optimal rep range for muscle growth. And then you're still keeping the rest times super short.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I
Because
just use
that
the app
is
because in the app, if you don't have the
swipe.
rep, if you go to the time, then I just watch that. And so I do 45-second break for the first and then 60-second break in between the second and third.
So when you do that, are you lifting by 60 seconds?
Yeah, usually it's like a few seconds before and I will
Yeah.
click it and then get in position.
Okay. Yeah, because you need about 7-8 seconds to really hit whatever number you're.
Well, with the thrust, I don't leave.
Right.
So
Okay.
I have it like right by me and I'll click
Nice.
it and then go up into form.
Yeah, I wish they had like a button on this thing. I wish they had a button to start and stop workouts, and I wish they had a button to like start your strength trainer, because the phone thing bothers me. And I've
Yeah.
commented on their Reddit because people are really vocal on there. It
Yeah.
just feels clunky for a brand that's like kind of has this, I don't know,
It's supposed to
elite
be
branding.
elite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like you should have some remote control options for, because when I'm
Right.
running, I don't care anymore. I like start it way before I start, because I'm sliding it into my compression shorts. They have a pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like going to go for a jog. I start like a minute at least before I start jogging, and then I end it often a minute or two after, and then I just edit it because I'm just sick of it. I'm not going to like pull it out while I'm running. I used to pull it out while I was running and hit the finish line. I don't care
Oh,
anymore. Yeah. Just don't
yeah.
care. Not going to do that.
No.
Like, I'm sure the people who are trying to get up the leaderboards do, but I'm not doing that.
Right.
Competing with strangers on the internet. That's what I want to do.
Love it.
um, yeah, that pretty much covers it. So I'll aim, so 9 a.m. So my dad brain remembers fourth time repetition, 9 a.m. on Fridays. Is that what we said? For meeting, and then not
Yes.
one of these weeks that you have something.
We can next week. It's the week after.
Okay. Yeah, it should be fine. We just need.
Well, we can just meet later. We can meet at 10 on the 21st.
Okay.
Which would make sense because the next week is Thanksgiving, and so you probably are
Yeah,
gonna...
we can skip Thanksgiving.
Cool.
Sweet. My race is coming up. It's on the 28th.
Dang.
Yeah. I pushed
What
Dallas
happened?
in the jogging stroller yesterday, and my foot, man, it's like phantom. I get this in the middle of the night. I think it's just because I'm old. It will feel like it's just totally injured when I wake up in the middle of the night. And then I get up and I kind of hobble through those first, 100, 200 yards. And by
Right.
midday, I'm fine. It's something like the nervous system and those like fascia tissues and like what you're capable of versus how people respond to pain. They're the, oh, look, I'm doing it.
Hmm.
I didn't mean to.
It did that earlier when you did this. It was just your hands. Do this.
What?
When you were talking earlier, it like zoomed in. Yeah.
Wait, how do I? Oh! Doesn't feel like it's working that well. Okay, so that's out.
That's the farthest you can get out, probably.
But why is it now not working? Yeah, it's definitely glitchy,
Yeah.
but it works overall. It's like
Yeah.
it's better than paying a cameraman, I guess.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I wonder if I'm gonna be one of those people who gets veneers one day. Sometimes I'm looking at my teeth and I'm like, these fangs. It's the bottom ones really though. They're all got these like caveman teeth on the bottom. It's Will Ferrell teeth.
Don't get veneers like it's such a thing that people do, and there's so many people who had unique teeth that weren't bad, especially celebrities, and now they look horrible. Like their smiles are just so it's like
Oh, I
very
agree. I would. That's the scary part. Is I try to just do the bottom or something because they're just so. I
if
don't
you're
know. Or
gonna do the
maybe
bottom, you gotta do the top to make them match.
really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I also like when I think about making a film, which all of this is a detour to try and make a film. I I just don't think nothing. One of the things that takes me out of and this is a layer for me because I'm an artist and I'm paying attention to all. I'm looking at the set. I'm looking at the background actors. I'm looking at the pixel count. And to me, most modern things are an obstacle to being in it. How clean it looks, how people have plastic surgery that's obvious now, fillers. But one of the things is too their teeth. When they have like veneers like that, it's one thing to have fake teeth. It's another when they are like the brightness of the sun. Because it's
Hmm.
like, okay, I understand wanting like a nice bone white teeth, but what about like bone white, not like bleach, like you know, like zero
Yeah.
zero 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 Photoshop white. It just doesn't look. You don't look like a human. So if you're gonna make like a period piece about the '80s, like is what I want to do, you need people that look like they would have looked for people to
Right.
be in it. It'll work for like basic people who don't think about any of that, but that's the main thing that bothers me about the world now is film and movies are just like I can't watch any of it because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm having to participate in the slop of like we don't care and like validate it, and it's like I just care so much about the arts that I get mad immediately.
Yeah.
Like try harder, but they're not gonna. It's the way of
No.
the world. This is the clip I'll post.
The very end.
This is the part I'll post. Me whining.